Hey, Alma.
Hey, Seth.
Hey, it's me, parents, teachers, therapists, anybody who's interested in supporting kids with executive function challenges. It's me, Seth Perler, with TEFOS, the Executive Function Online Summit 24. If you haven't registered, pop your email here, register, share the URL with someone. You can check out the VIP pass. This is Alma. And Alma Galvan, you are one of our speakers this year. And when a parent comes up to you and they say to you, hey, I keep hearing about this executive function thing. What in the world is that? How do you respond?
So executive function, from what my experience has been, is it's about having the ability to be able to deal with life easily, like having functions like being able to focus, being able to transition, being able to prioritize, being able to break apart a task and know how to do it, not just say this is the task. And what I have found is that when the brain is not fully developed, there's certain pieces of the brain that are not firing, that are not wired from the very beginning, then we end up compensating. So executive function has to do with my ability to be able to navigate and do life with ease. Um, in a very nutshell, that's a very short,
That's
simplistic
perfect.
way of executive function, but that's what it is for me.
And you're one of our speakers this year. What are we going to be learning from you this year?
So one of the things that we're going to learn is a movement that we can just in 30 seconds bring our brain out of fight or flight, bring our brain into a calmer state and our body into a calmer state. So it's a very fast, very effective movement to do. So we're going to learn that.
And as far as your background, I'm going to show your site right here. So brainworksinc.com. And we have a workshop link that will link up as well. But tell us a little bit about who you are and your background for the parent who's new to your work. What do the parents need to know?
So I am a mom, first and foremost, that had two kiddos in the 90s they were young and they had severe neurological conditions that, finally when we got diagnosis, I thought, this is fantastic. I'm going to get to, then they're going to tell me what to do and they're going to be okay, because they didn't speak until after they were 6 years old. For two different reasons, they ended up having these neural conditions. And so two doctors, in fact, suggested I put one of my kiddos in an institution. And after I got out of my pity party, I was like, that can't possibly be the solution. And so I started frantically looking and searching for solutions. A lot of research, a lot of trial and error, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so what I gained, though, was this ability to learn all kinds of different materials, and then took bits and pieces of movements. Again, movement just has been the root of how I saw that then my children and myself started shifting more than any of the other therapies that they did. When we started doing specific movements, our whole household started shifting. And so that's where my journey started. It started off with really just as a desperation, trying to figure out, how do I help my kids? What I didn't intend, what I was very pleasantly surprised, is that my children were not able to do certain movements or certain things by themselves. So I had to do everything I wanted them to do. And subsequently, I started noticing that I started becoming, certain tasks started becoming easier. And so what I really learned is that I had gaps in my development as well. But the most beautiful part is that at any age, we can all go back and doing certain movements, we can change our brain. My oldest participant now is 86 years old, very accomplished person. But as we age, Seth, many times our compensations don't work as well. And so we become very tired and exhausted. So that's where I started. And, uh, people started seeing the changes in my kiddos, and they're like, well, can you work with my kids? And so for 20 years, I worked word of mouth in San Diego. And then I saw such a need for people to the kiddos were being misunderstood in some of the schools that I was in. So tugged on my heart. And that's where Brainworks came, that it's like, okay, I need to share this with the world, with what helped me and my kiddos, and subsequently now thousands of people around the world. So that's my passion, and that's where it started, because it does not feel good when you don't know what to do. So I'm trying to put a little nugget for the parents that can hear and that resonate with my work.
Well, thank you, Alma. And again, this is brainworksinc.com. And this is Bob Dietrich, also
Yes,
a
he's my
friend of
business
ours.
partner. Absolutely.
Really
He's
neat guy.
amazing.
And we'll link to this workshop here. And if you like what we're doing, sign up right here and share it around. Thank you so much for being here, Alma. And thank you, parents, for being here.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, everyone.